Topping news this evening, details of the current COVID-19 status in the Family Islands and the testing requirements to enter the Bahamas outlined in Parliament today as Prime Minister, the Most Honourable Dr. Hubert Minnis, delivered a communication on the COVID-19 pandemic, using the opportunity to once again urge citizens and residents to adhere to all COVID-19 health and safety protocols. Our Betty Thompson-Moss has more.
The Prime Minister applauded the health measures in the Bahamas, which he says are working, and he pointed out that the COVID numbers are now on the way down. Despite the concerns of new cases in islands like Exuma and Grand Bahama, which are still surfacing, he maintains that the country has battled through the COVID waves. The Prime Minister, however, addressed various concerns, including tests that are being taken prior to travel by Bahamians.
I wish to be very clear and remind Bahamians and residents traveling overseas that no COVID-19 RT-PCR test taken in the Bahamas is valid for a travel health visa in order to return to the Bahamas.
Now, regarding entering the Bahamas, the Prime Minister reinforced the requirements that all, including returning citizens and residents, must have the International Travel Health Visa. These new protocols create a two-pronged approach to fight COVID-19 in the Bahamas. Those staying longer than 4 nights and 5 days must have a rapid antigen test on the 5th day of arrival. In addition, a daily online health survey has been implemented.
The health screening survey, or as we call the risk analysis, is an important part of preventing the spread of COVID-19 and ensuring that the Bahamas is safe for all to enjoy. Participation in this survey is mandatory. Those who fail to comply will be subject to penalties.
Now, the survey is said to be critical for health officials, and the Prime Minister indicated that a fine will also be applied.
Citizens, residents, and visitors who do not complete the survey will be fined $100 per day or 1 week imprisonment. The health survey will enable the further monitoring of and response to any possible instances of COVID-19. The Ministry of Health will also be studying the results of the health survey to significantly test and evaluate the health protocols.
He also cleared the air in his communication to Parliament over the required domestic health visa and how it would be linked to the demand for quarantine.
The domestic health visa will replace the 14-day quarantine requirement for those traveling from New Providence. The question has been asked by members of the press repeatedly about the quarantine in the Family Islands. Once the domestic travel visa is in place, then the quarantine will fall away, being replaced by the questionnaire, risk assessment analysis daily, and the 5-day rapid test.
Those traveling from sterile or islands with no COVID cases will not need a domestic visa, but will require one to return from islands with COVID-19 cases. Now, the Bahamas is said to be progressing through the pandemic and, according to the Prime Minister, is doing better than many countries around the world. Betty Thompson-Moss, ZNS Network News.